Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my June sticker sets and I am so excited. But first, I must give a huge thanks to my Patreon patrons who helped to decide the color palettes as well as the theme of this month's stickers. So, thank you. You guys are the best and you know I love you. If you're new here, hi, I'm Tara. I make videos about digital planning and different ways to get creative with your iPad. For the rest of you, you know the drill. This is the time of the month where I give a brief update and share my sticker sets. So, quick update that I do have that I'm so excited to share with you is actually that my Etsy shop has been reinstated. For those of you who have been following along on this journey, you know that the last couple of months have been really crazy and I've been working my butt off to basically counteract the fact that my shop had been suspended and I had no idea why. So through multiple appeals, I never figured anything out, but I received an email this morning and they said that it had been made an error and they've reinstated my shop. So this is great news. I'm still going to be keeping my Patreon. I'm still keeping my website that I've spent so much time on these last couple of months. I definitely don't plan on just throwing all of that hard work to the wayside. And if this experience has taught me anything, is that relying on Etsy isn't necessarily something that I can trust. So I am super happy to be back on the platform. It will help immensely with international sales, but I still plan to take advantage of my website and direct traffic through there as well. But I think this is really good news for people who really love to use Etsy. So yay, so excited. That all being said, my updates are done. Let's go ahead and jump into these stickers. So this is the first color palette and I really do love it. It's so beautiful, so bright. This one was tied for first with the next color palette, which I'll show you. I've put these in order based on how the Patreon poll went. And so here you'll see these have some sort of deeper tones to them, but they're really just mostly bold and very pure and colorful, very bright and summery. So I do love them. All of the functional stickers are the same as usual. I have gone in and changed this washi tape to make this cute little fruit design. I really like that. I'm sure I'll be using that a lot this month. And then here, of course, is the dedicated theme page. So if you haven't guessed it already, the theme is citrus fruits or like lemon, lemonade. It kind of really depends on the color palette, how you choose to see that. But here we've got these really nice different color fruits, which I love. We've got them included in this lemonade, and the lemonade actually has a level of transparency to it, which I think is a nice touch. We have this adorable little lemon tree here. And then I have been exploring pattern making recently, and so I have decided to add those patterns to some, swimsuits and flip-flops and just some things that we can use as like borders to just give us some more options on ways to, spice up the layout. I have these flower washi tapes, which I feel like I could take or leave depending on the color arrangement. It really does just depend, I think, on the color palette, how I feel about each individual one of these. I have my favorites from each and my least favorites from each, but I also did want to make sure that I included these checked patterns still. So I'm thinking these might become a staple because there are very few times of the year that I feel like these don't work, and I feel like pretty much all year, a checked pattern can be appropriate. So I have a feeling these are going to be sticking around for the long haul. But then as far as everything in the center here, I'm going to explain my inspiration a little bit. So if you take a look at any kind of citrus fruit, you'll notice this really beautiful radial design. And so I have these lines in here to show the texture, and then also some of these dots here to show some of the more like grainy, pimply sort of texture that citrus fruits have on the skin. And so I wanted to kind of carry that over here, and I made a lot of different mandalas. And so we've got the textured lines of each of the pieces of the fruit here. Also included inspiration from the seeds. And if you look closely, there are also some dots here too, just to include that sort of grainy texture. We've got inspiration from the slices. And then I kind of just had a lot of fun with these four, working with seed shapes and the radial design and just kind of building out. So I really like these. I would say these ones here are my favorite. I'm in love with these, and I feel like I want to do like complete patterns just with these. I think these are so beautiful. And then because the citrus plants usually have flowers on them, I've included these flowers where the fruits bloom. Also, I'm so sorry if you can hear the dogs barking. I will try my best to edit that out, but there's a lot of noise. The neighbor just got a rooster, so tons of background noise, and I'm just trying my best to get this video out for you. So additionally here, this inspiration comes from the fruits as well, but more along the lines of the liquid inside the fruit, so a sort of like splashing or lemonade effect here. And so I think these are actually really appropriate for this time of year and also with the theme. So I really like these, and I think they'll be a lot of fun just to use to kind of add some detail in different areas of the planner. Lastly, that brings us down to this corner where I have this little juice box, which I like. It says creative juice, and then underneath at the bottom it says 100% concentrate. I know it's not easy to 100% concentrate all the time, but I thought it was a nice little pun and cute, and hopefully will help me try to stay motivated creatively, because I think sometimes those are the hardest things for me to focus on 100%, because I find I give myself too much freedom, and yeah. So this is a little reminder and also just a cute little joke here. I've never done this before, but I've included this here that says June. I typically always make headings, but I thought this could be a nice touch. I think it's really, really sweet with the textured fruit sort of elements there. And then I've included a couple more inspirational puns here. So I have squeeze the day, and then also doing my zest. So that covers everything that's here on this page. So now the rest of these are going to be the same, but just in different colors. So that's what I'm going to focus on. So this is the first time I've done this, but I put a gray background, which I feel like is a bit distracting when you're so used to the other backgrounds that I've always used. But I wanted to make sure that you guys could see these light yellow bits. If you know me, I'm no stranger to using these lighter colors in my planner. They're just kind of hard to find on a white background. They can be a little bit harder to see because the contrast isn't that much. But when it comes to planning and layering elements, I find that it's really nice to have a lighter color that can contrast well. So for me, I don't mind including these, but I do know that they can be difficult for others. And so I did want to include this background just to make sure for people who aren't as familiar with the layout of these as, you know, me, the person who makes them, that I made this a little bit more visible for you. As you can see now that we're on the theme page, this one really sticks to more of a lemon and lime citrus aspect. So I do like this one. I think it's a lot of fun. It's very appropriate for summer, I think. And I think that this might actually be my favorite of the leaf patterns. I think this color combo is just really, really nice. And these dogs won't stop barking. Oh my gosh. I think it's the dog barking at the rooster. Okay, moving on. This one is another one of my favorite color palettes. I really, really like this one. This one gives much more of like grapefruit and blood orange vibes to me, especially with these like deeper colors. But this one is obviously a lot different from the other two, but I think this is really pretty. I am in love with this dark shade. I just think it's so beautiful. And yeah, so all the same here. Cute pattern look. The radio elements, I really like these in this color palette. I think they're gorgeous. Cute lettering. I am so excited to play around with these. I feel like there are so many elements that you can just layer and decorate with, and I think it's going to be really, really cute. The fourth color palette is this one, which is similar in color to the first one, but it's quite a bit lighter and brighter as well. So the tones just aren't quite as deep, and I think this is really nice. I think it's a fun version of the traditional colors that you might associate with citrus fruits. So I think that these colors all work really well together. I think they look so cute in that pattern. And I know you're likely not going to see something this pink, but I just think that it looks really, really nice. So I really like the lettering here. I really like this pattern. I think it looks so nice together. I'm a big fan of this one as well. And then this is honestly my favorite one. This is the color that I originally designed this in. And funny story, nobody on Patreon voted for this one, but I knew from the beginning that this is the one that I had to include because it was my favorite palette, like immediately. As soon as I found these colors, I fell in love. But I will say, I was curious to see how polling would go on Instagram versus on Patreon. So I have different audiences there. And my Instagram audience overwhelmingly loved this one, and this first one. So yeah, what is that? 1, 3, and 5. And I think this one's really nice because it does keep those same colors that you see in the first and fourth one, except for they're so much more subdued. They're a little more muted, a little less in your face. And for me, I feel like this is where I tend to prefer anyway. I really do love bright colors. I like to have them in my planner, but if it's something that I'm going to be looking at every single day, like my weekly or my daily layouts, I tend to prefer these types of tones, but I always end up surprising myself once I put a layout together how much I love it, regardless of the color palette. So I never really know, but this is the one that speaks to me first, and this is the color palette that is, without a doubt, my favorite one. Like, I would wear this. I would wear this pattern in these colors. I would dress in these colors. I would decorate my room in these colors. I just love these colors. Big fan here. But all of that being said, that brings us to the end of this video. I'd love to know which color palette is your favorite, so feel free to let me know in the comments below. Links to everything, as always, will be in the description. And if you'd like to be a part of the decision-making process in the future, take a look at the different tiers of my Patreon membership, also in the links below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I cannot wait to share my plan with me videos with you for next month, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!